morning, beautiful souls. Friday morning here in Melbourne, Australia. And I'm really looking forward to sharing this practice with you this morning. I hope you're all doing really well. I hope you've had a lovely night sleep or a lovely day or having a lovely day wherever you are in the world. So I wanted to start with just a couple of nice big deep breaths just to really center ourselves. So if you can put one hand on your heart and one hand on your tummy. And just take a couple of nice long inhales. Good morning. And nice long slow exhales. And just continue with that nice slow breathing. So this morning I'm going to share with you a practice that I use when I'm feeling overwhelmed. One that I use when I'm feeling like my thoughts are overtaking me. One that I use when I'm just feeling stressed and anxious and like I can't get into the present moment because I'm so caught up in my mind and my thoughts and the stories in my head. And this is one that I learned about 7 years ago, and it really hit me at the time and it really landed with me. And I can remember sitting in the room with the healer I was sitting with when she was sort of talking me through this process. She talked me through it in a different way. I've sort of altered it a little bit for what works for me, and you can do the same. But it really landed really powerfully with me because I really, really needed it. And I feel like this is such a beautiful technique and so perfect for anyone who is experiencing any overwhelm or stress at the moment with all that is going on in the world. You can do this practice anywhere. It's really simple, it's really powerful. It uses the power of our minds. And basically with our thoughts, our mind does not know the difference between if we are physically experiencing something here in the flesh, here in person, in our physical reality, or if we are thinking something or dreaming something or visualizing something or going over something in our minds. We still have an emotional response to that. Our mind still sees it as real. So this is where we can really utilize the power of that and the power of our minds to let ourselves choose the stories we're going to follow, to let ourselves choose our perspective, and to let ourselves choose how we feel and support ourselves in such a beautiful way. And this is something else that I wanted to say. With each morning that I'm popping in here on the weekend, I'll get out here whenever I can with the kids. Each of the practices that I'm sharing with you, and even the practices that I share in my podcast, Ignite Your Intuition, they're all really simple practices. And this is the thing, the simple practices are the most powerful practices. Because when we can really focus on a simple practice, we can really be brought back into the moment, and we can go inward and we can give attention to what is calling out for attention. We can heal what is rising, and then we can really just come back and be in that stillness of our soul. That is where the power is. But our ego will tell us, that's not enough, you need something extra, you need someone else to help you, you need someone else to come in and save you, and you can't do this yourself, or whatever. The ego likes to complicate things. It likes to think that things need to be big and hard and difficult to make a change. But it really is so simple. So if you're having those stories in your mind, just become aware of those. So, okay, so I'm going to start the practice now. So just closing your eyes if you feel called to, otherwise you can keep them open. I like to close my eyes as long as it's safe to do so and you're not like driving the car or something. I like to close my eyes in practices like this because it takes out your visual awareness and it brings you into your internal world, and it's much easier to get inside into your emotional arena, your mental arena, your energetic arena when you are closing your eyes. So taking a few nice big deep breaths, so you can put your hands in either receiving mode, palms up, or on your heart and your solar plexus, or whatever feels good for you in prayer mode, bringing your masculine and feminine together. Also, when we connect the hands together, our hands are an extension of our heart chakra. So we're really connecting into that heart energy, that heart space. So just focusing on the nice inhale and a really nice slow exhale as you settle into your position, whatever feels good for you. And then in this visual, I like to imagine myself on a beach somewhere. So a beautiful, nice, quiet beach, lots of palm trees around me. I'm looking out onto the ocean. The waves are lapping up onto the sand. I'm sitting in the shade. I'm sitting in like a little hut in the shade. And the hut has like an energetic bubble around it. So I get to choose what comes in and what goes out. It's like a one-way valve out of that energetic bubble. So I get to choose what goes out, but I also get to choose what comes back in, what I open up that valve to let in. And then once you have found a space, wherever that is for you, it could be somewhere in the mountains, it could be somewhere in the snow, maybe you're looking out onto a night sky or the northern lights. You can choose your location. And as you focus on your breathing and you bring yourself into this space, start to imagine that your mind is actually external to this space and it's just out to the side. And then start to see your thoughts flowing out of your mind, however you're visualizing that. And they're just coming past. Your thoughts are just coming past. Your thoughts are floating past like clouds in the sky. Floating past. And you're starting to become aware of those thoughts from a space of being the observer. So you're no longer sitting in the middle of those thoughts. Those thoughts are external to you. Allowing yourself to really get into your soul space and see those thoughts and that mind as external. And you might see specific thoughts coming past about certain things, what you've got to do today, maybe fears of the future, fears of what's going on at the moment, thoughts of trying to plan things, whatever it is. Just watch them go past, and the more you can see them as the observer and watch them float past, the less emotional response you will have to those, and the less you will be in the middle of those thoughts. So if you're having emotional responses to those thoughts at the moment, just allow yourself to feel that response in your physical body. Feel what the sensation is like. Breathe, allow yourself to process it by just simply acknowledging it and feeling it. And then come back to those thoughts and just watch those thoughts just float past like clouds in the sky. And just remembering that our mind, it's a thought machine, that's its job. It's going to continue to spew out thoughts. And over 95% of those thoughts that are coming out are repetitive. They're coming up from our subconscious, they're on repeat from the days, the months, the years before, unless we choose to think something different. So just see those thoughts coming past. Watching them as external to you, seeing that they can't get into you. You don't need to form an attachment unless you decide to let it into your bubble and let it into your space. So just seeing those thoughts float on past. And allowing yourself to simply be the observer of those thoughts. Just see the words, see the ideas floating past. And start to notice little spaces in between those thoughts. Start to notice those little spaces starting to extend between those thoughts. And the more often we practice this, the more often we tune into our thoughts being external to us and just watching them and observing them, we create more space. And it's within the space that our soul speaks through our intuition. So just allowing the space to come in between the thoughts. Allowing yourself to observe the thoughts and observe your body. If you're feeling any emotional response to them, allow yourself to feel it and process it, and then just come back to watching the thoughts outside of your bubble, outside of your safe space. And just continuing that practice of watching the thoughts. So this will be recorded and it will stay up on Instagram for 24 hours. So if you want to come back and go through that part of the practice, feel free to. It's also going to be up on YouTube as well, my channel Steph Demetrius. But I want to move on just in the next few minutes into the next part of the practice. So I want you to notice if you felt anything or any thoughts that came past that you feel like you need to express, that it's like this energy building in your physical body and in your energy or emotions that are building and that you feel like you need to release. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a little bit of music in the background, and I want you to either imagine that as you inhale you're gathering that energy, and exhale you're releasing those words, the energy, the emotions that you feel like you need to release. So you might want to do a bit of an om and let it out, or you might want to do something a bit louder, whatever feels good for you. If you're doing this at 6:45 in the morning and you have a family, you don't want to make too much noise, I totally understand that. Even just doing a breath and imagining yourself seeing the energy and the emotions and the stagnant, blocked energy and emotions releasing from you. So allowing yourself to inhale, gathering up all the blocked emotions and energy, and releasing and letting it all out. And staying grounded in your body as you feel into your body, allowing yourself to inhale, gather up any stagnant energy or emotions, and releasing it as you exhale. I'm just playing the singing bowl here as well to help us stay grounded in our bodies. And if your thoughts come in, just begin to observe them again. Come back to watching them float past. It's my alarm. And just continuing to breathe. Inhale, gather up those emotions. Exhale, let them go, release them from your energy field, from your body, from your emotional arena, and from your mental arena as you watch the thoughts come past. Good morning, Rose. Good morning, Lauren. Good morning, Rachel. Hey there, beautiful souls. Thank you for joining me this morning. Inhaling, releasing any stagnant energy or emotions, and exhale, releasing it. Feel into your physical body. Where's the stagnant energy blocked? Where is the resistance? Letting yourself feel it. Inhale and exhale. Let it all go. And then start to sink into the lightness that is now overcoming your body. Good morning, Kath. Sending you all so much love. Thank you for joining me. Nice big breath. Really fill those lungs up and exhale, let it go. Body, where those emotions are stuck, where the resistance is, where the sensation is. Focus on it, feel it. Inhale, gather it up, and exhale, let it go. Let it release. come up in a few moments. It will stay live for the next 24 hours. So if there's any parts of the practice you want to go back to and do over and over again, you can just repeat it over and over again. I'm also recording this and it will be up on YouTube sometime over the weekend. I'm going to put a link in my Instagram profile at Steph Demetrius so that you can tune in after the 24 hours if you want to do this process again, and feel free to use it as often as you need to. I also just wanted to remind you that I'm holding my first virtual women's circle tonight. So at the moment I've postponed all live in-person events and I'm doing them online instead. So there's still a couple of spaces left if you want to join me for 2 hours tonight. We're going to be sinking into our intuition, releasing anything that's blocking us from getting into that space. And if you are looking at, oh, thank you, Rachel. I'm so glad you enjoyed today's little session and that it's been a beautiful start to the day for you. Yeah, if you're wanting to learn how to tune into your intuition more, if you're wanting to receive some guidance from your soul as to what to do right now in life, what your purpose is, what your direction is, if you're confused about anything in life and you want to receive some clarity over what it is you're confused about, if you want to even just confirm that your intuition is real, then these sessions are for you. I'm really excited to hold them virtually. They will be from 7 to 9 p.m. Melbourne, Australia time tonight, the 20th of March will be the very first one. And I look forward to seeing everyone there who is coming along tonight. Oh, thanks, Lauren. I'm so glad you had a wonderful start to the morning. Thank you for joining. I will be in again over the weekend whenever I can get out here into my office around having the kids at home, my family and my husband. I'll make some time. So yeah, pop in and I'll see you on the weekend. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Stay safe, look after yourselves. Sending you all so much love. Mwah, and I'll see you soon.